Jedi Survivor comes out in 2 months' time, and as we push towards the release date, we will get more and more details regarding the game. In saying this, we have already been blessed with loads of information regarding new features and gameplay for the upcoming Star Wars title. In this video, I'm going to run through 10 things you need to know about Jedi Survivor. We'll be starting off with probably the best feature of them all, which is fast travel. I can't be the only one who literally spent hours trying to get out of Zepho in Fallen Order. Between attempting to navigate the poorly designed map system and the sheer size of the world, it was a serious headache. Well, thank the Lord, we won't have to worry about this anymore with the ability to fast travel. It hasn't been fully confirmed how this system will work, but most likely it will be similar to how bonfires work in the Soul series, where we will be able to travel between the various meditation circles in game. This is something us fans were begging for, and was one of the only few major flaws with Jedi Fallen Order. New movement and traversal mechanics have also been implemented in game, with one being Cal's ability to perform an air dash which propels him forward. We have also seen a grappling hook which can be used to attach ourselves to different parts of the environment. We see in this clip that we can aim onto this overgrown section of the wall, and by pressing LT or L2 we can grab on and hook ourselves. We also have seen Cal hook onto a pole, but it seems like in general this grappling feature will only be doable in certain areas of the mission, just like this lightsaber abseiling method which Cal can use to descend from higher places. They haven't stopped there when it comes to different ways we will be able to get around, as Cal will also have the ability to tame and mount different animals and creatures. We have seen in the trailers that we will be able to ride on the back of this bird-looking T-Rex creature, and we can use them to traverse the vast landscape of what appears to be Kobo, which will function as our base planet in Jedi Survivor. In a separate clip, we also saw Cal use a pterodactyl-like animal as a glider to fly over this plane. These are the only two animals that we have seen, but there is definitely the possibility for more to come. Some other potential mounts could be Tauntauns, Varactyls, and hey, why not a Bantha?
Like a Bantha. Yes.
We are also getting a ton of new enemy types in Jedi Survivor, with the obvious being the reintroduction of battle droids. The classic B1 droids will play a comedy fodder role, as a single strike or deflected blaster shot will take them out. Due to how weak they are individually, we can expect to face them in large groups to put up more of a challenge, but something they will offer is funny dialogue and conversations. It was recommended to show some restraint before engaging in combat, as you might just be rewarded with a good laugh. The B2 droid is another familiar face that we will get to come up against. Much stronger than their B1 variants, they will take a few more hits to take out, and have the ability to not only shoot blaster shots, but also missiles. In saying this, their heavy artillery could be their downfall, as we will be able to use the Force to send these rockets back in their face to take them out. Destroyers or droid Dakars will also make an appearance, and just like in the films, they will have the bubble shield and even the ability to use their role to inflict melee damage. Another heavy hitting foe will be the IG-100 Magna Guards, which are more recognized as General Grievous's bodyguards. They will have their electric staffs and are considered to be one of the higher end enemy types that will inflict heavy damage but also have the ability to counter our attacks. Overall, the inclusion of all these droids is pretty awesome, especially for Clone Wars and prequel fans, and this should offer some much appreciated variety in combat. Speaking of combat, it's official, we can finally cut off the limbs of stormtroopers. This was a lot of people's biggest nitpick of Fallen Order, is that there was no human dismemberment, but it's now a confirmed feature for Jedi Survivor. We have seen previously the ability to slice up animals, but since Disney has taken control of the IP, any limb loss associated with humans has been typically ruled out. Well, until now. If you think about it, it's dumb that this wasn't a feature in the first game, especially considering the fact that we have seen from the direct source material what happens if you get sliced by a lightsaber. Honestly, I'm not sadistic, but I have to admit I'm extremely looking forward to seeing arms and legs fly across my screen as I swing my way through the galaxy. Next up, it appears that we will be getting a new companion in Jedi Survivor, being Bode Akuna. Something that devs have made clear is that we will be able to team up with him in missions and even combat. We saw a glimpse of this in the trailer where we combine with Bode to finish off a stormtrooper. In Fallen Order, the only time we saw something like this was in the Malicos post-boss battle when Merrin supports us through the fight. It seems like in Jedi Survivor, this character and gameplay system will be much more of a prominent feature. Bode can attack and draw attention of enemies as well as perform special moves on specific targets when you signal him to do so. I'm assuming that this system will be similar to the role that Atreus plays to Kratos in the God of War franchise, and will be welcomed with open arms. Despite Fasir, we haven't seen whether or not Grease or Merrin will be joining Cal's adventure, or if they will be able to assist us in our playthrough. In saying that, it would be epic to see Seer Junda reignite her lightsaber and join Cal as we take on hordes of troopers. There will be these new Jedi meditation chambers in Jedi Survivor, which act as their own puzzle rooms. It appears that we will have to use Cal's Force abilities to traverse through these levels, and this should offer a change of pace from the hack and slash combat system. In a recent IGN interview, the game director has stated that the rewards for completing these chambers will be worth it. He mentioned a new perk system that we will obtain through these puzzles that we can then apply to Cal to assist us in combat. We haven't seen any footage of these perks, but it's good to know that our open world exploration will reward us throughout the main story. And I'm happy to say that something else they have improved upon from the first installment is the cosmetic system. And look, I've got nothing against ponchos, but 23 out of the 28 different cosmetics Cal had were ponchos, which is quite ridiculous. But look, it appears that exploration and looting will reward us so much better this time round, from different hairstyles being available to even a bandana. This hopefully is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to new cosmetics on offer in Jedi Survivor. Heck, even the pre-order exclusives include some new outfits, where we can take on the appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi or even Han Solo. But overall, looting and customization in general seems to have gotten a well-needed rework. Jedi have two major weapons at their disposal, their lightsaber and of course, the Force. Cal will have some new Force abilities such as pulling stormtroopers towards him and having them fire at their own comrades, as well as a new ability to lift enemies and suspend them in the air. And it seems that we will now have a new ultimate ability system, which has its own meter down the bottom here. The one that's equipped is an advanced version of the Force Flow from the first game, but the new combat features don't stop there. There are 3 new lightsaber stances in Jedi Survivor, bringing the total available to 5. These include the Twin Blade, the Crossguard, and the Blaster stance. The Twin Blade is a more agile and fast-hitting stance, but due to this, you're more likely to take damage. The Crossguard stance uses a lightsaber similar to Kylo Ren's, which is a heavy-hitting and slow combat style. Finally, the Blaster stance is where Cal will be able to swap between his lightsaber and a blaster to get a more ranged approach in a fight. If you want to learn more about this new combat feature, then I'd highly recommend you check out this video here, where I go into all the different lightsaber stances in detail. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, take care.